So here's a quick one where a young guy handles things just right when it becomes abundantly clear that his date is using him for some free food. And let's just say she doesn't react too kindly when he handles things the way he should handle them. Titled, Am I the a-hole for stranding my date when I was her ride home? He says, I, a 24-year-old male, recently went on a date with a gal, 22-year-old female. We met on Tinder and hit it off. Smack! Tinder, it's a cesspool. And guess what? You don't find gals from meaningful relationships if that's what you want through Tinder. It's hookups, nothing more. And I have a theory about something in regards to Tinder, which I'll share at the end of this story here. We were talking a lot and everything seemed really great. She asked me if I wanted to go to this bakery/tea shop, and of course I said yes. She's extremely attractive and was really fun to talk to, so I was really excited to hang out with her. So where's the problem already? You can tell he is so into her. So good looking, really excited to hang out with her. You know his enthusiasm carried over in their conversations, and she's like, I got this guy. This guy thinks I'm going to be his girlfriend, so of course I'm going to get some free stuff out of him. Not that hard. See, girls aren't dumb, guys. I picked her up, and initially she seemed really happy to see me. Everything was really relaxed at first. She gave me a big hug, which was nice, and we chatted on the way to the bakery. Well, I'd imagine you didn't sit there in silence. Nothing weird out of the ordinary. As soon as we sit down, everything changed. She immediately was just zeroed in on her phone, texting and scrolling on her socials. Trying to make out any sort of conversation with her was suddenly impossible. Well, there you go. She got you on the date, in a situation to pay, and all of a sudden, you're invisible to her. There you go. I asked her if everything was okay and if she needed to talk to someone so we could continue our date. And she said no. All the while, she's ordering really expensive stuff to go. Well, you're at a bakery, so is she ordering like full-on cakes and pies and things like that? Sitting in silence across from her, I obviously noticed that she was ordering a bunch of stuff to take home, and I said, that looks really good. Should I buy some myself? How much are you getting for that? She said, while barely looking up from her phone, oh, I don't have my wallet with me. I don't know how much it is. And her mind's like, why should I bring my wallet? Why should I bring my credit cards? This sucker who's so into me is going to pay for everything. You know, that's what they do. I just was so stunned this girl was completely ignoring me and was wanting me to pay for all this extra stuff. Normally, I wouldn't have an issue paying on the first date, but this was excessive. She got up to go to the bathroom, and I took the opportunity to pay for my own stuff and leave before she got back. Well, good for you. Why stick around? She's using you, dude. After I left, she texted me calling me an asshole and telling me that I was boring anyway. Boring? You didn't get a chance to talk. She was glued to her phone. I mean, all she saw was the table and her phone. I think I may be the a-hole because this means she would be left alone and need to walk home or get a ride. However, the walk would only be like 20 minutes. I honestly just really didn't want to go through the confrontation. What do you all think? Am I the a-hole? Smack. Really? You have to ask that question? Who cares if she has to walk home? But she has her phone. I guarantee you she can Uber or Lyft, or I'm sure she has like 15 different guys easily that she's talking to that will be happy to come over and drop everything they're doing and pick her up. Okay? No, you're not the a-hole. She's the a-hole. She's using you. At least she didn't con this guy and take him to like a super expensive steak dinner. It would cost him between the two of them like $300. But even still, even at the bakery, she was ordering all this expensive stuff. There you go. Now, I have a theory. I mentioned this earlier. Tinder is a cesspool. However, if you're using it, it's for hookups. It's not, and is proven through all the stories I've done here, not for finding gals that are leading towards meaningful relationships, if you will. Man or woman, if you're looking for meaningful relationship, don't go to Tinder. Especially Tinder. A lot of them are crap too, especially Tinder. And I think these girls on there know that these guys, instead of like chatting back and forth and arranging a hookup, which Chad and Tyrone will do, and they'll do with Chad and Tyrone. But if it's a guy who's just going to talk to her and talk to her and talk to her and be so excited to talk to her and excited to go on a date, then she knows this is a guy I can milk for everything it's worth. Because a guy that wants to hook up, who wants to play, he's not going to do this date crap. He's going to be like, come on over. Something like that. So they know the guy that they talk to forever back and forth, who doesn't make the date and agrees on all this bullshit and then agrees to go on an actual date with her. She knows the odds are, that's what's going to happen. So, end of story. don't fall for that, guys. Don't waste your time on Tinder to get these girls. That's hoe central. And you find out you're being used for a free meal or whatever, walk away. Leave him behind. Who cares? So good job for him, but stop thinking you're the a-hole. A couple comments for wrap this up. One guy says, not the a-hole, she was using you. Plus she had her phone, which means she had a ride, friends and family accessible to take her home. If she can't pay for her stuff, that's on her. It shouldn't matter who you are or what you look like. Taking advantage of someone is not okay. Consequences are real. Exactly. Another one. First off, she clearly has no manners. Secondly, you should always make sure you have transportation home secured for the first few dates. This applies to both parties and is for your safety. Lastly, how does she know you're boring or not? All she did was ignore you, while you just had the joyful experience of making conversation with the top of her head. You got nothing to worry about. Block, delete, on to the next one. Right, exactly. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. For men or women, both ways, if they're looking to meet somebody for like an actual meaningful relationship to lead towards that, man or woman, it's a numbers game. Until you find someone that you click with, have a good time, and you generally like, and they like you. And also for girls like this, it's a numbers game. To find how many suckers they can get to get free stuff out of. Occasionally, somebody's going to wise up like this dude and walk away and leave him. But most of the time, she's going to get what she wants. And one more. And she is a pathetic loser who knows her looks to get guys to buy her things. You know what they call that, right? If she comes to you again with nastiness, tell her that if she was even an 8, you might have considered paying for all that extra stuff she was ordering, but you don't spend money on 7s and below. Not the a-hole, you kept both your dignity and your money. Amen. Now, one more. This guy says, not the a-hole, the fact that she added that you were both boring anyway proves one thing. She was using you, and she knew she was using you. And when you didn't fall for her crap, she was frustrated and took it out on you to insult you. By the way, judging from your writing, boring is the last thing I'd call you. Well, this guy, he lives and he learns. End of story. Don't waste your time on Tinder. I wish this guy the best.